Hey guys, welcome back to Morgan Hill Farms. So I'm filming this on Veterans Day. I'm gonna try to get it up today, but if I don't, it'll go out tomorrow. But I just wanted to say a heartfelt thank you to all of the veterans out there, everybody that has served our country, that has given me the ability to be free, that has put their life on hold to protect the United States of America, that has really just been a true patriot and a protector of our country and our freedom and our rights. I am so very grateful to you having done that. My family is currently in town right now. My parents actually just moved down to South Carolina, so they're going to be staying with us for a little while until they're able to get into their new home in just a few weeks. And my dad is a veteran. He served during the time of the Vietnam War, and so to have him here during this time is just really sweet. So it's been a wonderful visit with our family. My sister and brother-in-law are also in town. They're going to be heading out tomorrow. But it's just been a really nice visit, sort of like a small little family reunion. And it's been really nice. We've kind of just been sort of taking it easy since everybody's here. I feel like I've taken a little hiatus from filming. The weather is still incredibly warm. You can see I'm in a t-shirt and I'm actually sweating right now. I feel like we've been so warm for so long that when the cold hits, I feel like it's really going to take out a good part of the garden. I think my brassicas are going to be just fine, but the things like my lettuce, my beets, of course the green beans, those will be gone. But a lot of those other things in the garden and my cover crops too, I think it'll just end up taking out all of those. We're not seeing any frosts or anything for the next 10 days again, and we're November 11th today, so that puts us into November 21st. That is about 5 weeks past our normal frost date. Now, we did get a frost back in early October or the second week of October, but it really wasn't that bad and it didn't damage anything. I had a few frost fabric covers on a few tender things like my beans and lettuce, and so everything really survived that, and things are just still going crazy. I still have potatoes in the ground and I still have tomatoes producing for me. I just harvested some cayenne peppers. That was a pepper plant that I sort of left in the ground and had forgotten about, and I was up at the chicken coops today where that was planted and I thought, oh man, it's got some peppers on it, so I harvested those. So yeah, it's just been really warm, but yeah, the garden is we're just bracing for the impact of that cold weather. But does it seem like to anybody else that right now is it's just kind of a nice time? Like, not only is the weather beautiful, but it's just kind of calm. Things seem to all be heading in a good direction right now, with the election happening, and just, I don't know, I've just kind of got this sense of peace right now. I don't think that things are going to stay good forever, but right now I just feel like I've been able to breathe. I kind of feel like things are really starting to go in the right direction right now. I'm not sure if you guys have seen, but there's a lot of world events right now that have happened just since November 5th that are pretty crazy. Like, Russia has decided to sell their gas in US dollars. The EU has decided to purchase American gas and not Russian gas. Hamas called for the end of the war. I know that Zelensky has reached out to Trump and J.D. Vance. Let's see, that huge migrant caravan that they were talking about just a few days before the election, apparently that's dissolved, and I was reading some articles about some of the immigrants that are wanting to come into the country that are just right over the border in Mexico. Apparently there's an app that you can apply for asylum in the United States, but they have to wait to get that approval before they can come into the country. And so I guess once the election happened, it kind of went from joyful excitedness to just a feeling of dread and uncertainty, because you have all these people there thinking, well, gosh, we can't enter the United States now, because I think that we're going to be pretty strong on securing our border, and I think we really need to be. I think the New York City mayor got rid of the voucher program for illegals. And then of course the stock market is at an all-time high, and Bitcoin is at an all-time high. And it's just really crazy to see how quickly things have changed in the world and here. Now, I do definitely think that we're in for a bit of a rough ride with the economy. I think the jobs numbers look really poor. I think that points to a lot of hardship for a lot of families coming up soon. I don't know if in the next few months that we will see the job numbers come up or go to the level that they were at before So that's a little bit concerning. Also, I think we're going to see inflation go up. I know Trump has talked about tariffs, which overall I think are going to be good for the country. But when you put tariffs on, it's going to raise the price of some items. I'm hoping that that will bring some form of manufacturing back to the United States and try to push the American people to purchase American made if American made becomes cheaper than those imported items. So overall, I think that the tariffs will be a good thing, but I think we're going to feel a bit of pain. I think we're definitely going to feel a bit of pain. It's going to be a bit rocky and a bit rough, even though right now it seems kind of peaceful and calm and honestly a little bit joyful, just kind of knowing that the next 4 years that Trump will be in the presidency. But let's not forget how quickly the 2020 time period to 2024 went by. I mean, you know, of course, we all suffered through it, but looking back, it just feels like that time flew by. So 4 years is really not a long time. And so I think that although we do have an opportunity here to kind of reevaluate where we are and take a bit of a breather and enjoy a little bit of family time and sort of just, you know, enjoy what it is that we're doing without the need to completely rush and try to really get things done and pushing ourselves to the limit, I still do think that we need to continue on in this journey. You know, I think, how much do I learn in just 1 year? I learn so much. Like, for instance, with canning, I canned 10 to 15 brand new recipes this year, and you know, most of them were amazing. And that's really important when you're preserving all of your own food, to try to have a variety of foods that are really, really good, so that you're not getting tired of the same old thing. Because not having fresh food all year, you know, when you have a winter season and you're not getting that fresh food, it's nice to be able to pull something from your pantry that you've canned, and not have it be just the same old chili or the same old beef stew. So that's really, really nice. Also, you know, this year I learned to make vinegar. I learned to make cheese. I also learned how to make a wonderful cough syrup. We've learned how to make our compost, so much compost, in fact, that it'll take care of all of my garden, and maybe even some of my neighbors will be able to have some of that as well. So we've just learned a lot this year, and I know that we do definitely still have a lot of work here. I really want to get some more perennials in. I want to get our orchard in. I really want to get a fence up the front of the property. We do have fencing going along the other property lines, but at the front, I really want to get a nice fence there, and then get a couple of security fences coming down the driveway, just for that added layer of security. I think we all really should be thinking about security, because like I said, 4 years does not last a lifetime. And we don't know what's coming after these 4 years. In fact, we don't really even know what's going to come during these 4 years. There's talk right now of Biden having Kamala take his place, him stepping down and her remaining president until Trump gets in. I also even heard that they want to appoint her to the Supreme Court, that has been suggested. Now, I don't know if any of those things will happen or how likely that is, but if they're talking about it, it is a bit of a concern. So definitely make sure that you are still on track, even though you are maybe slowing down just a little bit. Keep building your home libraries. You know, books, I think, are going to be a thing of the past just with this whole AI revolution. I'm going to be talking to you guys actually about that in a few of my experiences with AI, and just how scary that actually is. So just make sure that you're building your home library, make sure that you're still learning skills, working to build community, so that in a time of catastrophe, you know, you kind of have your people with good skills near you, and helping you and you helping them, so that, you know, you guys can rely on one another. I mean, because we all saw with Hurricane Helene and Hurricane Milton, you know, it's really the communities coming together to help one another. And that's really where it's at, I think, with America. I think that we need to, you know, get away from the idea that the government is coming to help, because we've seen that just didn't happen with Helene. And then also you hear about Hurricane Milton, about how they were bypassing houses with Trump signs. You know, that was a bit concerning. DeSantis, I guess, is looking into that to see, you know, to investigate that, because that's just wrong. I mean, you can see how corrupt the government is. And so to try to fix all of that in 4 years, if we don't get into office the following 4 years, I'm not sure what that is going to look like. But one last thing too, that I think will really help you out is if you can work right now to try to get yourself out of debt. I don't know if you've heard, but Trump said that he is going to limit the credit card interest rates to 10%. Now that's just going to be something temporary. At first I kind of felt like, man, that's just a handout. That's just enabling people to spend more on their credit cards and put, you know, maybe big screen TVs or maybe a nice pair of Nike shoes or something like that. But for the people who had to buy their food, pay their electric bill, pay their car payment, and those types of things with their credit cards, this may be an opportunity for you to get ahead. So try to kind of take advantage of this. I mean, as soon as possible, if I were you, once that goes into effect, I would be working my tail off to try to get rid of that debt, because like I said, it's a limited time thing. And I do think that that's going to help a lot of American people, especially if you're paying like 22 to 25% on these credit cards. That's just, gosh, it's just really robbing the American people of their income in such a trying time right now. But anyways, guys, I just wanted to get on here and make this video. I know I've been a little absent over the last week because I've had family in town, but I'm definitely happy that we are in a good place. I'm hoping that we remain in that good place, but don't let that lull you into a false sense of security. You know, definitely take time with your family, definitely sit back, relax, breathe, but still be moving forward and still be preparing, because we never know when that next big catastrophe could happen. But thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one.